Are you ready? How?
Fucking how?
Come on, man.
Yes.
Yes.
Get it, Eddie, lad.
We gotta
Fucking
win. We
Get in
gotta
there.
win.
Ah,
Get
Get
in.
in there.
Off the bottom of the table.
Is that
Happy
it? Right, thanks
days.
for watching, everyone.
Okay, let's have a quick refresh. Very quick. Here's the team. A few. We'll get into talking in details in a second. But yeah, bit of a surprise. No Fernandez in there. Nice to see Lewis in. Great display from War Flags again. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well done. Of course, we'll jump right to it. The winner, what will turn out to be the winner from Wilson. Happy days. Everyone happy on the sideline. Our first win for Howe. Happy. Result 1-0 Newcastle. Off the bottom of the table. How does it feel, lads?
Get in there. Get in.
Great. Fully deserved as well, by the way. Fully deserved. We didn't. I'll kick us off, Daz. We didn't.
Yeah.
For me, we didn't play our best. I think we've actually played better football this season. Despite that being our first win. Obviously keeping the clean sheets great. There was a couple of standout performances for me today. Yet again, I'm going to say it again. Joe Linton, Joe Shelvey. I thought they were both fantastic. Jamal Lewis, really pleased he kept his position at left back. Obviously, there was the risk of Ritchie coming back in. We know Jamal Lascelles came back in from suspension, but Matt Ritchie was left on the bench, and I thought Jamal Lewis played well again today. So I was really pleased for him. Still a little bit concerned over Willock. I'm not going to lie. He still doesn't quite look at it. And Martin made a good point in the chat, in the WhatsApp chat earlier on, about St. Maximin. Again. It still feels like he's in second or third gear, and sooner or later he's got to pop off, hasn't he? But we didn't see that today. But hey, listen, 3 points. Callum Wilson, he had 2 half chances and he took one of them. The first half chance was a good block from Charlie Taylor. But yeah, fantastic win. Absolutely delighted, and really looking forward to Leicester away now, boys.
Nice one, Chris. Nice summary there.
Okay, so I'll have my say. So, as most people know, I normally give out grief to certain players. So I will open up my kind of review, and I will say I thought Lascelles played well today.
What?
Listen, credit where credit is due.
It's right.
Credit where credit's due. He had a good game. He held the line. He got in some good blocks. He didn't lose his man. I think other than Manquillo kind of getting slightly out of line in the first half, I thought defensively we looked strong. I think there's still work to be done, but I will give him his credit. I thought Willock and ASM were probably the 2 worst players on the pitch. I think ASM had his chances, but his final ball, his getting his head up and looking, because we had multiple times where we players left or right, and we didn't play the simple pass. So for me, he's got to improve that final piece of his game, because again, as we've seen with Burnley, as soon as he gets the ball, teams are putting 2-3 players on him. So he's got to be cleverer with distribution, what he does with the ball, and learning when to release. It's not all about the glory ball or him being the star. There's another 9 players there alongside him. Midfield, I thought we held ourselves well. Shelvey had a great game. I thought he's coming on. I've given him grief over numerous seasons, but I've been impressed by him the last couple of games. I think sometimes we punt the ball a bit needlessly. I'd like to see us keep it on the ground a bit more, and kind of play around, and I think we will get to that. I thought Lewis was brilliant. He should have had probably 20, 30 games for us by now. Unfortunately, was treated shit by the last regime. So I'm hoping he gets his games. I thought Wilson, Wilson is lethal. If we can get decent ball to him, we can get good supply and another partner alongside him. He'll get you double figures right the way through every season. So I'm happy with that. But again, for me, most improved and most impressive player I've thought over the last 3-4 games has been Joe Linton, and I give the kid credit. He's done really well. He's been strong, and you know what? Maybe that kind of holding mid ball playing midfielder, Kante stroke, not batty, but just somebody there to break that bit up, be strong, link the ball, play some simple passes. I think he's been the best player over the last 3-4 games. I really do. Wilson's always going to take the headlines for the goal, but I think on pure consistency of play, the last 3-4 games, I think Joe Linton's been our best player by a long shot. So yeah, it was good win. But as I said to you boys before coming on air, we've got to follow up now.
Yeah,
I think we can easily. We shouldn't be taking anything less than a point from Leicester. Sorry, Ben Jacobs, if you're watching. And then I think, as I said to you boys, I think we'll fucking shithouse some more points over games that we're not expected to. I mean, City, in fairness, are on in the background here, are ripping a hole in Watford. So I think other teams will get dragged into that bottom. And as we said, you look at that table, we're on 10 points. 2 wins takes you up to 10th.
Here, do you want to look
at it? The table is very, very deceiving.
It's open, isn't it, Mart? It's open.
Yeah. And there are teams losing. Look, Southampton are getting dragged into it. Everton were awful against Liverpool. Leeds have not been firing. Watford are getting torn away now. So, do you know what? Listen, lads, all to play for. Keep the consistency. If we can keep a regular team, which we never did under Bruce, and the players can grow together and gain that consistency, I think we'll be okay. But I will say what I said is if we don't follow that up in the next 5-6 games, we will be in trouble. I don't want to go down, but I'm also not worried if we do go down. But yeah, so I think it's all good. It's all still exciting times for me. So yeah, well played, the lads, and Eddie. Well done.
Cheers, Mark. Go for it, Pete.
No, it's Chris and Mark have said a lot of what I was going to say. Very, 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 very pleasing performance, and not because we ran them ragged or played them off the pitch for 90 minutes, but because we did what we needed to do to win the game, and that was all that mattered today. It was all about the result more than anything. We at times we want to see them play amazing football, and it'd be great to see. But at this point in time for this season, we just need points on the board. And it was great to finally get that win. And you could see the emotion from Eddie Howe at the end, how much it meant to him, how much it meant to the players. There's a video being circulated of the Gallagher and their reaction to the players and how as they're going around, and they're all there. Nobody's left. They're all there and they're all chanting him and clapping him, the lads, and it's just fantastic. But the shout outs for me, like the boys have said, Joe Linton was at times he was unplayable. We knew he was big and physically strong. But the way in which he holds off players, Burnley are not a small side. They're a physical, big side. And he made them look small today. The way they were bouncing off him, the way he holds up the ball, big and strong. The use of his ball is good. He's not a John Joe Shelby. He's not a guy that can ping 30-yard balls left and right, but he keeps the ball ticking over. He wins the ball, he holds possession, and he keeps it up high up the pitch for us. And that's exactly what we need. But, he worked his socks off again. He's now got 7 days rest, which is good. He needs that because of how hard he works.
Yeah, he did look a bit tired, I thought, towards the end of the match, last 10, 15 minutes. I think you're right with that one, Pete. I think he did look tired. But he's put a shift in the last 3-4 games.
Definitely, and he needs that rest. And to be fair, a number of them need that rest. I'll throw in Jamal Lewis in that as well. The guy's not played for up to a year, up until Tuesday night, and the guy's not stopped running. Yes, he's an athlete, but he's not stopped running. Against Norwich, he was fantastic, in my opinion, defensively against Norwich, but also today defensively, I thought he was really, really good. Really good. All the question marks under Bruce about his defensive ability, I didn't see that in the last 2 games. Certainly today, I love the way he gets into a tackle, doesn't pull out, not half-hearted, gets stuck in, but also he's a threat going forward. He's not afraid to hold possession on that left-hand side. Richie sometimes just will smash it into Rose Ed. Jamal Lewis will play a nice ball down the side. The amount of times he's done that over the last 2 games, he'll play a ball down that side and we hold possession on the back of it. That means so much if we can hold possession in those positions. And that's because of him.
Do you know what, Pete? Just to interrupt you there, you're absolutely spot on. I noticed that more so today than even the last game. You're right. He's so comfortable on the ball because a few times he had to play around him and you could see him just taking his time and thinking, right, where can a little look up, and he just slides it down the line. And it makes all the difference, doesn't it? Because if you're constantly just pumping it forward, you're just losing possession needlessly.
That's the key as well, Chris. It always finds a man. So a lot of the time it was ASM down there, sometimes Joe Linton, but he was always finding a man off those balls where we could smash the ball out for a throw and then it's still pressure up our end, but actually we're holding on to possession, which is key. I thought Jamal Lascelles was fantastic today. I didn't really see Chris Wood in the game at all. In that 94 minutes, and a big part of that was Lascelles. And I did say on the mag, and I did say on away days, we didn't have to play 3 at the back today. If Lascelles could play well and hold off Woods, it meant that we could get an extra guy forward in an attacking area, and that's exactly what happened today for long periods. I know we went to 3 at the back at the end to solidify things, but I thought he was very, very good today. And he looked, he looked confident. He looked more confident than I've seen him for a long time. And that was what Eddie Howe said in his presser. He said, there's a player in there. We believe as a coaching staff, we can take him to new heights. And you know what? I trust him 100%. So good to see a performance in there. Who else was there? John Joe Shelby, as you mentioned. He just controls the game. He makes things look so simple. He doesn't need to be all action and running around all over the place. If he's just smart with how he plays in midfield, he's got it in his locker now. He's been consistent. And that's the key with consistency with Shelby, Joe Linton. 3 or 4 games now they've been consistent. And that's what we need as a team moving forward. And then you've got Callum Wilson, who's just he's a predator. Like Chris has said, and he's absolutely right, 2 half chances, puts one of them away, ends up winning the game for us. That is what we've wanted for so many years, is a quality striker that doesn't need 3, 4, 5, 6 chances a game, but he just needs 1 or 2 chances, even half chances, and he wins the game for us. But interestingly, Martin Dubravka had fuck all to do today.
Yeah, he didn't do it. I was going to say, I don't actually remember him making a save.
I was always, it's always nervy because we wanted that win so badly.
Yeah.
But I always had in the back of my mind that they haven't even tested us. Like, yes, they hit the post, it was a deflection, blah, 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 whatever. Those things happen. But Lascelles never, not Lascelles, Dubravka never really had to really be tested with a save. It was similar against Norwich, to be fair. And that's a sign of a good goalkeeper, where you're not getting peppered all the time, where you're able to organise your defence in front of you to ensure that you don't get smashed all the time. It's just really, really good to see. Manquillo was also very good. Having natural wing backs or full backs doesn't half make a difference to this team. Having players that are played in their natural position. Martin's mentioned it before. Chris has touched on it last week. If you play players in their right positions, you are going to get better performances. It's as simple as that. And that's what we're seeing right now. And long may that continue.
Cheers, Pete. Yeah. I'm going to go with my analysis now. First of all, the curse has been lifted. We noted the curse last night with Mr. Waffles. If you haven't seen that, catch up. Great show. Good laugh. But yeah, the curse has been lifted. 2, we got Pete to say the how. That's the biggest achievement of the day for me.
Win-win.
But yeah, then after a poor game, a poor watch. I remember we were texting them when the game was on, and yeah, it was sloppy at times. Not the greatest game to watch, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is we got our win. For me, then and I'll just bring up the team. Yeah, for me, Joe Linton, he is reborn. I love him now, and playing in that kind of midfield role, and he picks the ball up, he wins it back, and he goes for a little run as well. Love him now, compared to the hate we had for him for a while. Absolutely love him.
I think we should set a challenge that if we stay up and Joe Linton carries on performing like this, Daz should get a Joe Linton 7 tattooed on his ass somewhere at the end of the season. So
Maybe
hit
Jersey.
the like buttons if you want.
Right.
If you want Daz to get a Joe Linton tattoo, if we stay up, just hit the likes and subscribe.
He could get he could get player of the season yet. The way he's going.
That's definitely worth a tattoo, Daz.
Yeah, Jamal Lewis is brilliant as well. Absolutely, I think I'd give him the man of the match. Wasn't a great day for. I don't want to go hard on anyone, but it wasn't the greatest display from Willock. It was nice to see him get in the box though. I know he fluffed one chance there at one stage, and Almiron, he does all the running, and even though I was saying in our own WhatsApp as well that maybe we should take him off, but he still got back and got a few touches in after that. So wasn't the greatest day either for ASM, but he had a nice few runs. Doesn't matter though. All that matters is that we won, and I think that the lads have covered everything else. It doesn't matter. We're off the bottom, and with the win. Let's maybe we look at the fixtures coming up. Where do we think we're going next? Well, we know where your two are going, lads.
Daz, can I just say, keep the fixtures up. That's fine. Just before on Joe Willock. Joe Willock will come good for Newcastle. Joe Willock hasn't been a central midfield player before. He's always been that attacking midfielder for Arsenal and for us, even last season. He's still learning a new position. And you know what? The fact that Howe keeps persisting with him makes me feel like Howe knows that he's going to take a few games to get used to that position and knowing the way to play. I actually thought he was at times a little bit better today than he was in previous games. The way he was using the ball, the way he was more direct running forward. He was losing the ball early on in the first half. It's going to be a process, but if you've invested 25 million in a player and he's only 21, 22 years old, he was
unlucky. He was unlucky with the chance as well, Pete. To be fair.
Yeah,
it was a good block by the defender to take it away. So I mean, last season that went in for him.
Yeah,
so he will come good.
It's going to be time. It's going to be time. He's still a young lad, and he's learning a new position, playing a little bit deeper, learning in that deeper role that you've got to cover more ground and you've got to be more able to get back to front a lot more often, and you've not got a third centre midfielder in there to support and to cover your ground like you had last season when we played with a midfield three. So I do think, although he hasn't been playing his best at the moment, we just need to keep supporting him. We just need to keep getting behind him. We just need to keep kind of like urging him on, because I do believe he'll come good. And I think once it clicks, once that understanding in midfield clicks, I really do think we've got a top player in there that not just for this season, but hopefully when we stay up, that he can be part of that kind of new rebuild and be a really influential player in the team. So it's just a case of just being patient with Willock for a little bit more.
Cheers. Exactly. People are really getting behind that tattoo idea, Mark.
Yes.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
I'll tweet that out after this when I'm getting me dinner. # Daz for a Brazilian.
While you're having your dinner. Whatever you're into.
I'm going to get that trending. So NUFC fans, if we want to get Daz, # Daz for a Brazilian, let's get that trending on Twitter if we can. And we will pick up that challenge, because I can get to Galway and I will handsomely get Daz to a tattoo shop in Galway somewhere.
Pin me down.
And we'll get that J7 somewhere emblazoned.
Right, moving on from that.
Actually, before we move on, and just while we're talking about Daz, I actually missed the shock and see. I would actually like a little apology from you, because I wasn't on the show last night, and I did watch the show this morning, and your opening gambit of here's the first positive for tonight, which Martin's not on. Just while everybody is now watching, and the crowd who are watching us, Mr. Shocks, I'd like an apology, please, because I thought that was a little bit rough.
On your bike.
Shit, he's gone.
I know. I apologize, Martin.
I know you love me. I know.
You would have done the same to me and worse.
I would have done,
no doubt.
And it was a great. Can I just say, boys, credit to you. It was a really, really good show. I watched it this morning. I really enjoyed it. I thought Waffles was really good. And if you haven't watched it, folks, get on to Loaded HQ on YouTube. Go and watch the show from last night. Chris was brilliant. Some of the questions there
Thanks, Mark.
And some of the answers were really well.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Chris Waff was good as well.
You'll be forever known as just Avon now, not Chris.
Avon,
not Chris.
Avon
Change
was
that
funny
tag
as well.
at the bottom.
But yeah, it's
And
a good show.
also another good show. And I've only seen about 5 minutes.
I haven't watched it fully yet. I did watch the first 10 minutes.
It's
Guys, and Chris will agree. Dan from Turf Morehouse TV.
Yeah.
Really, really top guy. We had a really good chat with him. He knows his stuff, not just about Burnley, but he had some good things to say about Newcastle. Me and Chris did trade a couple of messages during the game today because he made reference during away days about whenever St. Maximin gets the ball and his arse twitches like that because they're always shitting themselves. So I did mention there. When we were 1-0 up, I wonder what his arse is doing right now, whether it's like going like the clappers. Yeah, definitely tune in. Dan's a great guy. Already kind of messaged to say, well done today, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. So yeah, he really respects Newcastle fans and loves travelling up to Newcastle. So definitely get on the away days, the Burnley away day, even though the game's done now.
Cool. You know what, lads? I'm gonna mention Bronwyn and the sponsor now. If you haven't got onto it already, check out Black and White Army. The website is up and running. I showed it last night on last night's show. And as we described last night, they've Bronwyn has t-shirts and hats. You can get it in this one in black and white, this one in black and white, this one in black and white, and this one only in denim. It was a great amusement last night about the denim. But anyway, check that out. And I will put the website back on the bottom there again for anyone that's looking for it. Lads, let's talk about the upcoming fixtures. And I know Pete and Chris, you are attending, and if needs be, you're going to get us that result against Leicester.
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate. Looking forward to catching up with Pete pre-match. And yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game now because hopefully we can really build now on today, and go into that with a little bit of confidence. We've got our first win under our belt, our first clean sheet under our belt. So there's no reason why we can't go to a Leicester team who is struggling a little bit at the moment, I'd say. And there's no reason why we can't go there and get a result, as Martin said, because it's a good opportunity for us. We've looked at these fixtures for months now, haven't we? As soon as the fixture list came out, we knew we had a horrible run in December. And as you can see there, we've got Leicester away, Liverpool away, Man City at home, Man United at home, and Everton away. And I think, as Martin said earlier, if we can try and shit out a few points, I think I said, did I say on Loaded Mag yesterday, Pete, that if we could get 4 points and we go into January on 14 points, assuming we won today, things don't look that bad, in my opinion. Because a few clubs around us have also got a difficult fixture schedule. I know Everton's is horrendous. Yeah. So there's no reason why, if we were to pick up 4 points out of those games, we couldn't be positive.
Leicester, first and foremost, are not free flowing at the moment. You could tell by what they did against Southampton. They looked like they were cruising, and then Southampton just kind of hit them big time. And they weren't even playing amazing football. They just applied pressure from the front. So I think Leicester can be got at. And Leicester at the moment, there's speaking to a number of the fans, and I'll speak to a few of them tomorrow who have been to the game midweek. They're not convinced about Leicester at the moment. They can see that they're not playing the way in which they should. So if we go up there and stifle them and press them high and create problems with the likes of Maxi, Willock, Wilson, Joe Linton going forward, I think there's something to get in that game. 110%.
Leicester are not good defensively. They leak goals. They're good going forward, but they are not good defensively. And we've got a good record against them.
We have. And the one thing about Leicester at the moment, they lack pace in defense in the central areas. So someone like Wilson can really exploit those two centre backs in Soyuncu and
Johnny Evans.
100%. There's ways that we can really get at them this season.
Yeah, agree.
But look, going back to Chris's point, I think is absolutely right. If we can beat in and around the fourth from bottom or above, going into January with the type of players that we can attract, because we will attract significantly better players that we've already got. I fully expect us to have a really good second half of the season. And like I said last night, it only takes 3 or 4 wins on the bounce, like Fulham did last season. Fulham were like well gone. Fulham were well gone by this point last season, but they put 3 or 4 wins together, and all of a sudden, it looked like they could actually do it. There's no reason why we can't do the same, and we've got a better team than what Fulham had last season. There's no reason why we can't put a few runs together with improved players in the squad, with Eddie Howe, who's a significantly better manager at the helm. There's no reason why we can't do this. We just got to be confident. And look, you can already tell there's such a difference in our squad right now. And that's Eddie Howe and his coaching staff. If he can continue to build fitness, we look fitter already, a lot fitter. We're playing well, we're playing better. Players that we thought were done at the club were playing better. I'm still confident.
Yeah. I think you're right, Pete. I think at some stage, possibly not the next 3-4 games, but at some stage, it clicks.
Yeah,
and that's what happens. And every team gets a run. There's not one team at some point. Doesn't matter how shite your season might be. At some point, every team goes on a run, and you get 3, 4, 5 wins, couple of draws, whatever else, and the table changes shape. And that's why I said to you lads again, coming on. I'm not worried where things are at the minute, and I will rejudge it the back end of January, early February into March, because the Premier League, like, games go all over the place. And as you said, then cup runs start coming into it. European football, African Cup of Nations, all these other things. That table is very, very deceptive. So I'm still quite comfortable with those things. And just in answer to Julie's things, what will it take for me to get a Lascelles tattoo? He needs to get a fucking England call up.
And so Joe needs to get a Brazilian call up. So if that's the case,
Lascelles for England. Let's put it hashtag.
Imagine it happened. Oh.
If that happened, I would get a Lascelles tattoo. There you go.
That would
happily. It would be, yeah.
Well spotted by Julie as well. She just pointed out that if you are a member, you do get these little logos. I don't know, have you noticed that, guys? I've put a little logo. So after you're with us a month, you get one logo. 2 months, it changes. 3 months, it changes, and so on and so forth. And there's also little emojis you can use. No one has used those yet. I don't know how they work, but they're there. So there's so much.
Yeah. Join up. If you're not a member, join up. There's best parts of 100 people watching. Subscribe and join up. It's $1.99 a month. Get on it.
So it's massive support to the channel and to us boys, and as well as that, there's so many in the chat right now that are massive supporters of us. Always in the chat, always asking questions, always getting involved, and we all really, really appreciate that. So if you want to become a member, or the super chat function's open as well, we'd really appreciate that. Thank you all.
Yeah, cool. And as you mentioned, Pete, always asking questions. We rarely get to them all, or get to some of them. Maybe I should go back and there was a few questions around. I think there was a question around us, like when we sign someone in January, how quickly can we get them playing? I guess it's all to do with the registration. Was that kind of a question? I just have to find it here now again.
January windows are predominantly quiet, though.
Yeah.
Not this time for us.
And I think I'd actually seen something on Twitter, somebody saying, Newcastle, despite, Gabby Agbonlahor, who's a fucking toolbox.
No.
But, money talks, and I don't believe for 1 minute Newcastle will attract players in January.
Yeah.
People talking about is Eddie Howe, like even the guys on Premier Sports here in Ireland today, me and Daz were texting each other. Absolute dickheads. Kevin Doyle was on today. Absolutely hate us. Kevin Doyle slating them. Norwich and Burnley will finish above us. Fucking idiots. Yep. We don't know about football. They know even less than us, and they played. But we will attract players. We will get players in January. We will get deals. We will get commercial deals, and everything else will come. There's a few tweets floating around there today. I've seen that Newcastle are again threatening legal action over some of this deals being blocked and everything else. I've seen from a couple of very, very good accounts today. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that as well.
Just on Andrew's question here, this is something I thought of back when on Takeover Day, around could we, like, if it was possible to sign players like just kind of before Christmas, so that then they get get to Newcastle, get set up, get a week to get set up, get some training, and hit the ground running on the 1st of January.
It wouldn't surprise me, Daz, if there were a couple of deals already done.
Yeah, I think
it would not surprise me. I think the wheels are turning in the background already. I would not be surprised at all that there's one or two. Jesse Lingard supposedly
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, Jesse Lingard is supposedly 95% of the way there. They want to make him the highest paid player in the club's history.
That sorry, Dad. I was just going to say, didn't Jesse Lingard post a picture, or his agent? I think it was his agent. Was at the match, wasn't he? And you're like, well, why is he at the match? Yeah, and Jesse Lingard's hardly featured for Man United.
Because it was his agent. It was his agent that posted the picture, and then Jesse Lingard used that picture, and then he put something else on his Instagram. But that deal. See, I personally thought a couple of weeks ago that deal was going to be like he was going to West Ham. I thought that was going to be done. But I think there's an issue with West Ham financially that they don't want to pay.
They can't cover the wages. I'd say Lingard's looking at least 150 grand a week.
Yeah, and I
will pay that. We'll pay that.
I believe we will, and I honestly believe there's probably 2 or 3 deals wrapped up. I honestly think...
say Tarkowski is done as well, as much as their chairman. And I thought a really telling point on the Tarkowski piece was their chairman during the week. And it was like, because Sean Dyche went, we're not a club that sells our best. And then the chairman, I think the chairman was in was on something or at something. I can't remember where I seen it, but he said, something along the lines of every player has a price, and every club's got to look at what's the best business for the club in the long term. So I think there's a couple of deals. I think Lingard may be wrapped up. I think Tarkowski is probably wrapped up there or thereabouts, and I think we'll see that first few days in January. I think we'll see a couple of incomings very, very quickly in that first week.
Just a couple of points.
Chris, are you going to start talking about French football again and all your targets?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna mention French football now. No, I just wanted to make a couple of points on Tarkowski.
Goal 3-1, Man City 3.
Watford 1. With Tarkowski. Oh,
Watford have just scored.
Good finish. Yeah. On Tarkowski, did anyone notice today? I was watching him. He was constantly on at the referee, moaning, whinging, calling for everything, and he was organising everyone. And as soon as I seen him today, I just thought, you know what, we need that. We need someone like that. And when he was in front of Miggy, he was really friendly with Miggy, and I was thinking, is this done? Is it like the worst kept secret?
He had the armband today.
He looked like like he was being all pally with Miggy. Yeah, he had the armbands because Ben Mee was out. Yeah.
Just back on.
I think Tarkowski could be coming in.
Yeah, I'd love to see him come in, Chris. Just back on Lingard. Yeah, it was from a few minutes ago. Yeah, I was listening to one of the athletic podcasts this morning, and it was from yesterday. But they linked both Tarkowski and Lingard to West Ham. So that rumor's still knocking around. So it'll be interesting.
Why would West Ham go for Tarkowski when they've already got Zuma, already got Ogbonna, and I think they've got one other centre back as well. They've already got 3 in place, so they might want him. But
and Dawson. Yeah. Craig
Dawson as well. So why would they want another centre back? And if I was Tarkowski, and yes, okay, opposition isn't great at the moment, but as Tarkowski, you want to play football. You come to Newcastle, you know you're going to be one of the main men in that club because they want you. They want you to sign for their club. And we're going to pay him handsomely, more than he's on at Burnley. He's going to play every week. And if we stay up, or when we stay up, he's going to be part of a team that's really going to be looking to go places. And although West Ham are having their moment at the moment, it's a moment. We're in Newcastle looking to be consistently good over a number of years. You want to be a part of that. He'd have the best part of 4 or 5 years at our club.
Yeah, exactly. Players are going to sign up to that because it's a project, and they're going to be looking at who owns the club.
Yeah.
Listen, it's 20 years I've lived away from Newcastle, but it's still home. It's a fabulous city. If you've never been to the city, go up there. The people are welcoming. The town is buzzing. It's a great place. There's, listen, there is no decent-minded player that would not want to play in front of 52,000 Bayern fans like that game today. And along with those owners and the positivity that's going to be on that club, and that's why I made that comment earlier on, even if the worst does happen and we happen to go down, it's still all positive because we've got the right owners. So if it takes us 2 years, if it takes us 3 years, it doesn't matter. We're in the right position and we can only get better and move forward. And people the likes of those guys on the punditry on Premier today, people like, the guys that go on TalkSport, like Agbong Lahore and the rest of them, do you know what? 3 to 5 years, they'll be eating their words and talking out their whole like they do now. So, because Newcastle will be a level above.
Guys, I think we'll start to wrap it up. We said we'd only come on for about half an hour, so I know some of that have to go as well. Yeah, always the food, Mark. Always.
Yeah.
But we will be back. We will be back during the week. We don't know when. We will definitely be back on Friday. We may have a live line during the week.
When?
Yes.
Well,
I was just about to type that in the chat.
One thing's for sure, there'll be 100% an away days this week. Looking to be a really good one. I'll confirm later on in the next few days who the person is that's coming on, but I'm really looking forward to the potential of talking with this person or persons about the build up to the game on Sunday. So stay tuned for that one for sure.
Nice one.
Who is this person? They're saying they're the best tune channel.
I think I know.
We'll talk.
But okay, we're going to say goodbye to everyone, and delighted we got a win finally, worth waiting for. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll play out with the how. Okay, we'll play out with the.
Let's do it.
Hit the likes, hit the subs, and join up. Become a member. We'll be back on during the week.
Take care, everyone. If you're watching this, Richie, where were you?
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Into the light, Richie. Step into the light.
Get in.
Oh.